Hello everyone! This is not a Shiny Chats video. I will link up above where I talked about my first time ever seeing SHINEE live concert experience, but I thought that I would talk about the other K-pop concerts that I've seen in my life, because I've been to like quite a few, and I thought it would be interesting just to go through them all and relive some of my memories. And maybe if you were at these concerts, let me know what your experience was or what other concerts you have been to that you really liked. I would love to know because I definitely haven't gone to them all. So I have had to travel for every concert that I've ever been to, like a significant amount. The closest I've ever gone to a concert is Minneapolis, which I have to cross the border into America to get to, and it's an 8-hour drive. So it's very expensive for me to go to these concerts, which is why I haven't gone to them all. And I decided pretty young, like I was 18 once concerts started coming sort of consistently to America. Like I don't think that anything came other than SMTOWN came before 2013. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. But I was 18 by then, I had my own money, and that's what I chose to spend my money on. I didn't like drink or party or really go out at all. I was like, I'm just spending my money on K-pop. So that's how I was able to afford these all. But they were definitely like expensive trips because I went alone to most of these concerts, at least back in the day. So let's get into it. So I won't get too much into this one because like I said, I already talked about seeing SHINEE at SMTOWN, but that was the first K-pop concert that I ever went to back in 2011. September 13th, 2011 is when this concert, no, sorry, October 23rd, 2011 is when this concert happened. Greatest day of my life. If you want to hear my experience of seeing SHINEE, watch that video. But I guess just to talk about the other groups that were there, they were phenomenal. FX, amazing. Super Junior, amazing. TVXQ, I honestly did not know much about TVXQ before I saw them in concert. Like I knew who they were, but I didn't know much about them. I knew Melodic and things like that, but Rising Sun, so good. I loved it so much. It was like a perfect concert. I couldn't imagine a more perfect concert than this one. It was amazing. And that was in, obviously in New York, and I went with my mom because I was 16 at this time and she would not have let me go to New York by myself. And then I don't have my ticket for this next concert. I don't know where it went, but I saw Infinite in 2013 in New York for their One Great Step tour. Here is a photo that I posted on Instagram proving that I was there, and also a photo of my outfit. It was a Winnie the Pooh, or I think, shirt that I wrote Infinite on. It was probably my least favorite concert in terms of the experience itself because like I said, I don't think that other than SM, any other K-pop groups had ever come to North America. And this venue was just not prepared for K-pop fans, like at all. At least nowadays, I feel like venues are much, like I mean, sometimes they're worse, sometimes they're better, but generally they understand that they need more than like one security guard and that people are gonna line up really early in the day. This concert, this venue did not know that. So it was at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and I remember they were like, nobody can line up before 3 p.m. And I got there at noon and the lineup was single file, like wrapped around many blocks. I think it was down quite a few blocks. Like it was single file, a huge, huge, huge line because they were like, well, you can't take up the whole sidewalk and there was nowhere else for us to go. So single file we were, with like the one security guard being like, oh no. And they didn't split up VIP and non-VIP until they were trying to let VIP in. But then everybody had like sardined on the sidewalk and like they couldn't, it was a bit of a nightmare. I also almost died on this trip, not really, but the taxi driver left me kind of in the middle of nowhere, or just like not right at my hotel. And I couldn't, and my phone didn't work because this is before like data roaming was a thing. And I was alone and I was 18 and I lied to my parents and said that I was going with somebody that I knew when I wasn't. So I was like, I can't die here. But I was like, it was like 10 p.m. and nothing is open and I can't find the street to this hotel. And there's like, it's dark. I'm like, I don't know what to do right now. And I ended up finding one single open like small convenience store thing. And I really hated the thought of having to tell somebody that I'm lost because like that's kind of not safe, but I had no choice. Like there was nothing, I couldn't go in there and be like, no reason, but like, why, where's this hotel? Like I had to just be like, look, like, where's the hotel? So I did go in and very nervously, but I went like, where is this? And they told me and I ran as fast as I could to the hotel and I made it. I think that this concert, they didn't have a barricade or not a very good barricade between the stage and the floor. And why do they even have a floor, like a pit? I don't know. But people were pushing, they had to stop the concert in like the middle of it and the boys had to be like, you have to back up. and stuff because people were getting hurt. And I know when I left after the concert, there was like fire trucks and ambulances and somebody was crying. So like I think some people had a worse experience than I did. It was still good, like they were still really good. Like Infinite was still really good. It's just the kind of like the venue wasn't prepared for the K-pop fans, which I'm hoping that if they've ever had concerts there since, they have been more prepared. Hopefully it's been better for other people. Then the next concert that I went to was the LA Korea Festival on April 12th of 2014. Now this, I believe the Korea Festival still happens. Maybe not since COVID, but pre-COVID it still happened. I think from last time that I checked, I think Taemin went like more recently, and I remember I looked and like the ticketing was way different than it used to be. Like these tickets were free. They were giving them out if you lived in LA. Because I had to pay, I think, what was it, like $6 for 2 tickets that I bought, because I ended up meeting an online friend at this concert because SHINEE was performing. It was very exciting. I loved this concert. It was super fun. It was a festival, right? So like you had like the festival area. I burnt my shoulders really bad because I forgot the sun hurt you, because again, I'm Canadian. It was April. We still had snow on the ground. And it was like, I'll put a picture of where I was. I was really far away because again, they were free seats and like I was pretty far. We actually, once the concert started, we were able to move up quite a little bit because if you left, you weren't allowed back in. So that was super fun. Minho was not at this performance, but SHINEE was still really good. I got to see Girls' Day and Dynamic Duo. That was really fun. Although I had a really good time. I got to meet an online friend and I loved that it was $6. So flying to LA was felt a lot better because I was only paying $6 for the concert thing experience, and then I was sharing a hotel, so it was like just a flight and then half of a hotel, which was super fun. And meeting my online friend was very exciting. And then in 2014, I also went to see VIXX for their Error tour in New York in 2014. This was on Sunday, November 23rd of 2014. Now this concert I loved so much. This is still probably one of my favorite concert experiences because I love VIXX, and this was at Terminal 5 and I loved this venue. They had the line set up the night before, which was awesome. And because I got there at like 8 in the morning or whatever, and they already had the line split up like so easy, like didn't have to deal with anything. And I did not know when I bought these tickets, I didn't know that because I bought these tickets kind of last minute. Like people were telling me, they were like, oh yeah, the first 300 people of non-VIP, of like the general admission, get to do a high touch. And I did not know that, so it was a very exciting surprise when I was in line. And I was one of the first 300, and they were great. VIXX was super fun, and like nobody pushed. It was lovely. And I remember the first thought when they walked out on the stage, my first thought was, holy shit, their heads are huge. Because VIXX is a tall group, but it's hard to tell like on a little tiny screen, but their heads, I was like, oh my God, their heads are so big. And then I got to do a high touch with them, which was my first high touch. I was so happy, and they were great. The only one that I still remember to this day is N, because he was on the end, and he was just standing there, and he had the most beautiful skin I've ever seen in my life. I was like, ooh. And I just, oh my God, Error is just such a good show. It was so fun. Some girls at this concert wore like tinfoil hats in the shape of like Ravi's weird like jean hat thing. That was very fun. I liked that a lot. But yeah, people were just like so respectful, and I don't even remember there being like phones or cameras like up at all. Like I felt like it was just, everybody was so respectful of everybody else's like space, and like it was lovely. I loved it. Starlights, yeah, that's what VIXX's fans are called. It was awesome. And I'm really happy that I went to this one. It was super worth it. Then the next concert I went to was GOT7's fan meeting in the US for 2015. It was at, this was in Texas. What venue was this at? At the Verizon Theater in Texas. And guys, this concert was amazing. I actually did, this was probably this is my first like concert vlog. They're really embarrassing and they're not very well done, so like you don't have to go watch them, but I did do a video on this event. I look like a baby in this video, but I'm like 20. So like I'm not a baby. I'm like an adult who went to this concert, but it was just the cheapest place for me to go to was Texas, so that's where I went, and it was great. I loved it so much. I like had feelings for JB that I had never had with anyone ever in my life. Like, I'm asexual, but like I was like, oh my god, because he had long hair, and I was like, ha, JB, ha, and then I yelled at him in the high touch, and it's so embarrassing. I'm still very embarrassed. I was mortified afterwards. I couldn't believe it. Like, in the video where I talk about it, like in my vlog, I downplayed a little bit. But I like, cause I didn't like, but I like yelled at him. Like I like yelled at him because of I was nervous and I was just screaming at the concert, and then there he is and he's looking at me and I'm touching his hand and but it was awesome. I also still have my wristband, my VIP wristband. I love GOT7 so much. They're probably one of the groups that I've seen the most. But I loved, oh my god, I loved it so much. I was so embarrassed that I yelled at JB though. It was so embarrassing, but I loved it, and oh, so good. 2015 was a big year for me. I went to 3 concerts in 2015, but the second concert of that year was KCON in LA. I loved KCON. This was my favorite KCON. I can't believe, like, I'm so happy that I went to this one, because no KCON since then has been what I would have wanted in a KCON. Here is the list of the performers. Can you see that? Yeah, kind of. It was just, oh my gosh, it was just perfect. I was just so happy with everybody. Like I got to see Zion Teen Crush, and GOT7 was there again, and I got to see Super Junior and Sistar and Block B and Monsta X. Like, it was just, and Red Velvet and AOA. And like, and Shinhwa, like, oh my gosh, I was just, and Eric Nam, oh my gosh, it was just, I loved this. This was my, I'm so happy that I went to this KCON. It was awesome. And I had P2 tickets, which I think they've changed the ticketing now, but back then P2 just meant that you got, like, you got into the P2 floor area, and you had, like, you got little, like, packs of scratch cards. This is the one that I didn't end up using, which is why I still have it. But you got like a little pack of them, and I think with this you got maybe like 3 or 4 audience passes a day that you could use, and then you got a chance each day for a high touch. So yeah, and it was like a scratch card, so you could have gotten high touches, you might not have. And I ended up getting the 2 that I wanted, because I was so mortified, because this was like, you know, kind of right after I yelled at JB at their fan meet, that I was like, I can't do a high touch with GOT7 again. Like, I'm so embarrassed. I literally can't do it. Even though I know they won't remember me, I can't do it. And GOT7 was for sure the most popular group there. I remember people selling their high touch, like, things for like real money, which was crazy. But no, I ended up getting Block B and Sistar. I was so happy. Those were the 2 that I wanted so bad. I was so happy. Cause oh my gosh, I just loved them so much. I was so happy. And it was fun. It was definitely a lot to do by yourself, because it's a lot of waiting in line. So it's kind of like, okay, kind of boring. And this was the year of the fucking selfie sticks and phones. I did really, really shitty videos of KCON as well. They're really bad because I was too nervous to hold my phone like higher than this. So it's really shaky. But if you want to see what it was like, you can. But this was just, you were basically just looking through like armholes, because everybody just fully raised their arms, and it was not that enjoyable in that sense. And this was like the peak of my chronic leg pain thing. Like, I had really flat feet growing up, and I was in basically chronic pain every single day for the first 20 years of my life. And then I got surgery on my feet, and they added a screw to make it force an arch, and it's changed my life, but I hadn't done that yet. So this, I was really struggling. I remember after the first day of the concert, because for some reason I decided to like join the sardine of the floor of like the pit. And so you can't sit down. That means the whole concert, and that was a lot. And my feet hurt so bad. I felt like my knees were bending like backwards. Like, you know how your knee normally bends like this? Like this, if this is your knee, like that's how your knee is supposed to bend. My knee felt like it was bending like this way, and it was gonna snap in half, which isn't fun. But the second day I ended up standing back a little bit, like at like the back part of the pit, and it was much more enjoyable. I had a great time. I don't know if I would ever go back to KCON. I feel like now, especially, like I don't recognize most of the groups. So I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever go back, but I really enjoyed going to the 2015 KCON. And then my last concert for 2015 was Big Bang's world tour in 2015, and this was on October 13th of 2015 at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto. This was my first, I think it's now the Scotiabank Theatre, but whatever, this was my first Canadian K-pop concert. It was so exciting that I could actually like go to Canada to a concert, and I went with a friend to this one, which was super fun. It was great. Here's I don't think I have any photos of the concert, but I'm holding a light stick. And yeah, we also got the like after party tickets, so we did go to that, which was cool. I'm not really a club person, so I kind of was like very uncomfortable, but I'm still excited. I liked that I got to see Big Bang. I've always really liked them, so that was really fun. And they just have like fun, like hype party dance concert songs, so they were fun. And then my friends, we move on to 2016, where I got to see SHINEE again. I got to see them at their fan meet in Chicago, which took place on May 8th, 2016 at the Rosemont Theater. It was amazing! Because this was the first time I had ever seen SHINEE solo. Like I had seen them at SMTOWN at LA Korea Festival, but they were just one group of the many groups that were there. So this was all SHINEE, and it was magical. I got to go, I saw it with the same friend that I saw the LA Korea Festival with, plus one other person. Hi, Jen and Tavi. It was awesome. It was so fun. I think I didn't take any videos of the concert, I don't think, but took this. It was amazing. Oh my gosh. It was just everything I could have wanted from their fan meet. Those fans who got to go up on stage with them, I'm jealous forever, but it was so fun, and they're just so wonderful. I just love them so much. And I think that that might have been it for 2016. I now can't remember if I ever saw anything else in 2016, but in 2017, my guys, I saw SHINEE again. I went to their SHINEE World 5 in Toronto. Amazing, my first SHINEE World. I was so happy, I was so happy. I loved it so much. I went by myself. It was super fun. I still have one of the confetti, and then somebody was giving away little photo cards. So I kept them. I also have a couple fan banners from all the SHINEE concerts that I've been to. I got to see SHINEE in my country. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I was so close too. I was like, I was closer than I thought I was gonna be, and it was amazing, and it was amazing. I was not at the concert where they talked about my Gucci burned, but I believe that that was in Vancouver that he told that story, but I think that this is the one where Taemin had his like a hole in his back, and they're like, what happened to your back? And he goes, oh, no money. I have no money. Like I don't, which was very fun, but I loved this concert so much. This is the last time that I saw SHINEE live so far. And then also in 2017, I saw Day 6 in Toronto as well, at the John Bassett Theatre. This was on Sunday, October 29th. And it's their live and meet in North America. This was super fun. I was supposed to see Day 6 right after they debuted. They were gonna go to Florida, and I was gonna go, but then they canceled that. Sad. But then I got to go see this, and this was super fun. Not VIP or anything. I went, you had seats. It was really fun. It was kind of like a talk performing thing. They were really good. I think I had some videos from that, maybe, but it was super fun. I love seeing like a band play live, because I don't see many bands that like with real instruments play music and sing, but this was so good. And then also in, I believe 2017, no, this might have been 2018 actually, I saw GOT7. I just printed out the like Ticketmaster thing. This was for their Eyes on You tour. This is the same trip I got my first SHINEE tattoo. I took the train home from this concert as well. It was a 36-hour train ride from Toronto to Winnipeg, which was fun. I had floor tickets. This was one where the fans were definitely the craziest. I had a fan site try and put her elbows on my shoulders as like a tripod. I was like, excuse me, like no, absolutely not. Like I'm not a mean person, or like, and I'm pretty like timid, but like absolutely not. And then the girl in front of me had really, really long hair that was all behind her, and I'm sweaty in the pit. So my hands kept getting caught in her hair, and like it was in my mouth, and like I hated that. I ended up actually moving to the back like of the pit area like halfway through the concert, because I was like, you know what? I'm done with the pushing. I'm just gonna go hang out back there. And I had a great time back there. I really need to do that more often. If you're not gonna be like barricade or like second row, go to the back. It's way more fun. Hopefully maybe one day they'll tour again as a group. I would love that. I would love to see them again. And then we're on to 2019. I saw ATEEZ in Calgary at the McEwen Ballroom, which was at like the Calgary University on July 6th of 2019. And this concert was awesome. I am a huge, huge, huge fan of ATEEZ, and I got VIP for this concert and it was awesome. I ended up like having a bit of flight difficulty getting there, but once I got there, it was amazing. I was 40th in line. I ended up getting front row and that was amazing. I was like, how can I ever go back to not front row again? I was like right there. I was like, right there they are. And I got to have a group photo with them. Here is that photo. That was super fun. I really enjoyed this concert. I want to see more concerts in Calgary because that was really fun. It's just like a smaller thing than like going to Toronto or Vancouver, and it's way cheaper for me, so like come to Calgary more often. I mean, come to Winnipeg, but Calgary, I'll accept Calgary, come to Calgary. And then on August 6th of 2019, I went to see Monsta X in Chicago. Me and my friends, we drove from Winnipeg to Chicago. We stopped in Minneapolis on both ways, or just one way? No, on both ways. I think we stopped on Minneapolis because it's about a 16-hour drive. So we would drive 8 hours to Minneapolis, then the other kind of 8 hours to Chicago. This was super fun. We met some really cool people. Here's some photos. I made my outfit. I designed my outfit kind of to like match their kind of their all-in and their shootout vibe. That was really fun. We got some cool freebies. This was just like, the fans were so lovely at this concert. It was awesome. And I loved having a seat, so we got to get there early, but it didn't really matter. I also got to see the Bean when I was in Chicago. That was cool because we had a car, because we drove. It was super fun. I had a really good time. I loved seeing Monsta X in person. It was awesome. I would love to see them again. I was supposed to see them again in 2022, but they canceled their Canadian date for their tour, so. And then to round off 2019, I saw ATEEZ again, this time in Minneapolis on December 6th. 2019 at the Pantages Theater. I went with my friend, the same one I drove to Chicago with, who's now my concert bud. We went together. It was so fun. We had VIP. I had a little bit of ticket drama, but like it wasn't anything, it didn't really matter. I still got really good seats. It was super fun. We got to do the high touch. We got little photo cards like that were given out to us, and I put glitter in my eyebrows because WoW in the Undercover music video has glittery eyebrows, and I love that. So I was like, I called them Wow Brows, and then I told him about my Wow Brows because he gave us the cards, and so I like kind of touch hands, and I went, Wow Brows, and then like him and Byungkwon and Chad like all heard me and like looked and were like, oh, and it was kind of embarrassing, but super good. I love ATEEZ. Come back, ATEEZ. It feels like it's been a million years since ATEEZ has existed. And then we get on to 2022, the most recent year that just happened, and I went to so many concerts. I went to 5 K-pop concerts last year. Why did I do that? Kind of like, I'm happy I did because I like who I saw, but my God, why did I do that? And so much money. The first concert I went to was Eric Nam. That was in February 6th at the Vogue Theater in Vancouver. I was supposed to see him in Calgary, and then he canceled his Calgary date, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to Vancouver. And so I decided to go to Vancouver, and it was great. I waited in line. I got my picture taken on the street because I was wearing my rainbow overalls. I was in front row. It was great. I love Eric Nam so much. He's so wonderful. I also got a picture with him. It's very funny because I'm so ridiculous. He told me he liked my outfit when I got to meet him. That was really exciting. Thank you, Eric Nam. And then I don't have any tickets for any of my other concerts that I saw this year, but I saw MCND in Toronto, which was super fun. I loved that. That was really fun. I got to get a photo with them as well, and I got front row again. Got to see the Ice Age right there. That was really fun because they were supposed to come in like June, but then they postponed it to August, which worked out so much better because it was the same week as 17, which I also saw. But MCND was great. I would totally go see them again. They were super fun. Cat Waltz. I love that song so much. That was so fun. Then like 2 days later or whatever, I saw 17 for their Be the Sun tour in Toronto. That was so good. Oh my God, I love 17 so much. I'm so happy that I went to that concert. It was so good. I was pretty far away. I didn't have VIP or anything. I was pretty far away, but it was amazing. They're amazing. It was amazing. I got to see the 10-minute Aju Nice. It was amazing. Whatever song it was where they like are like, wait, where's Vernon? and Vernon came walking out and he sang Avril Lavigne, which was so fun because I love Avril Lavigne. I actually saw her in concert last year as well, but she's not K-pop. And then I saw The Rose in Minneapolis. That was so fun. I love that so much. My friend who I went with, her favorite group is The Rose, so that was really fun to do that with her. And I was on their Discord and I had got their light stick and I bedazzled their light stick for the first time, which was so fun. And oh my god, they were so good. We were in line for a million years. We met some really cool people. They were like an hour late though because of some technical issues. I actually did a whole video on my The Rose experience that I'll link up above if you want to watch it, where I kind of go into more details there, but it was so fun. Yeah, they were great. I got to group photo with them. Woo-sung told me he liked my outfit and my hair. That was really nice. And then the last concert that I went to in 2022 that I'll talk about today is ATEEZ for their Break the Wall? Is that what the tour is called? The Break the Wall tour in Hamilton, not Toronto, as they said a whole bunch of times at the concert and like the poster said. It was in Hamilton. It's like an hour outside Toronto, whatever. And my guys, ATEEZ, that might have been my favorite concert that I went to of the year. It was incredible. And if I'm being totally honest, I did not know a lot about ATEEZ before I went to the concert. I love Gorilla, but I honestly couldn't name them all before I went to the concert. I tried to learn, but I couldn't name them all. And I could name them all by the end of the concert. I like fell in love. They were amazing. They were amazing. What amazing performers. And it was so nice because like I'm usually not at the stop where they do like the cool fan event, but because this was the last stop of their tour, they did like a nice little video for the boys and they cried. It was so cute to be a part of. I was so happy. Oh my god, it was so fun. And I was just like, the section I was in, we all stood up and we were just like partying. Oh, it was just such a fun concert. And that's it for my concerts for up until 2022. I haven't done anything in 2023 yet. I probably won't because I don't really have any money anymore. And I'm planning on going to Japan and Korea in May and June. And hopefully I'll see SHINEE at their anniversary and maybe Boyfriend. That would be awesome. But we'll see what the year holds. I would love to see Stray Kids. That's a concert I didn't go to last year that I would love to see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was interesting. Let me know what concerts you've been to or you would want to go to. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you've had a great week so far and I will see you in the next one. Bye!